My takeaways from the JD Vance Joe Rogan interview. I have a few. I have more than a few. First thing, he's incredibly clever. He's very, 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 very smart. He can cover a wide range of topics. Um, he Trump knew what he did when he chose him. Trump may be the face and the voice of it, but JD Vance can break it down to the details. Trump may not be able to articulate himself and actually break it down the way that he may want to, or maybe he can, or maybe not. Whatever the case is, JD Vance is able to break it down for the regular person. He's a bit of a political historian, it seemed, especially at the end when him and Joe got into some of the political history of the country. Like they were going in and out of it throughout the conversation, but his ability to go and recall and pull things out and draw reference to these things was incredible. Again, he's incredibly clever, and he can and he can cover a wide range of topics. So next thing, um, he's at the right age. He's 40. He has the right temperament. At the right age, 40. In his late 30s, he felt some one way about Trump, but now he's changed. There's something about 40. What happens, man? Like right now I'm 45, and this was no. I got married in my late 30s, and now I'm 45. Something happens around 40. Something happens around 40. You see the world differently, and then for some reason, this seemed to be the age, or this seemed the time where his mind has changed. His mind has changed. I'm not sure how long he's been married, but his children are young, and something happened between him getting married and him getting children, and him seeing Trump in a different way, and seeing America in a different way, and him actually understanding that Trump is the best for the situation. Next thing, um he's a soldier. He's a real man. He's a soldier. He's a real man. He spoke about the day when Trump got shot on his ear. He said he was out with his family, and the first thing he did was he threw his kids in the car, went to the house, loaded up all his guns, and stood at the door like a centurion, expecting for whatever, because he was ready for whatever to protect his family and protect himself. And for me, that's a bit of a picture of a type of man that you want. Like, that's the type of man if I was the president, that's the type of man that I would want. Somebody who's secure his family and willing to do what he has to do to protect his family, to protect his future, and to protect the future. And in essence, in essence, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to gather as much Americans as they can and protect them from the onslaught of those who may want to actually come and take their future. You know, Kamala has no interest in the future. Kamala had no interest in the future. Candace Owens and George Joe Brown spoke about this. You could check that out. Now, that's a great interview. Now, next thing too, um, he is polished and political, but he's not out of touch. He's not out of touch the way he was able to be. His ability to be a little bit self-deprecating, the way he was able to talk with Joe, and he was able to laugh and and even just connect with him. Because sometimes when you hear politicians speak, they're just so they're just so quote unquote proper that they just seem out of touch. But he doesn't seem out of touch because again, he's the right age. He's 40. He mentioned about being one of the youngest people in the Senate. I guess right now until he wins. But Trump knew what he was doing. I guess he is political, but he's a soldier, so he hasn't been poisoned to the point of him being irredeemable to whatever the plan was that Trump has for the country. You know, he mentioned about um about having children is a was it it, it was it was something that was revolutionary for him. I may not be using the right word. Revelatory. Having children is quite revelatory. It's it's like revealing. It can reveal the good things or the bad things. Having children is quite revelatory. And again, this ties into him being the right age. He spoke about his children being all like 4 and 5 and 6 or somewhere around there. That's he seemed to have children, or his children seemed to have came into existence around the time when Trump was leaving, and then Kamala got in. Something happened to him. Only he can tell you, but he, he's saying having children is revelatory. It reveals something about the future. It reveals something about children, about family, and and it probably just consolidated things in his mind. It just cemented things in his mind about doing what's best for the people. You know, um, I'm not sure why they're keeping her from doing Kamala, doing an interview with Joe. I think it will do wonders for her if she's able to go there and able to have a discussion. But this may be another way that they're trying to censor people. This might be some type of like backwards way of censoring the truth by keeping her away. Is interesting. Like Joe mentioned, that the Democratic Party just keeping her from talking and having serious conversations. Like the last conversation that she had with the quote unquote opposition was the guy, what, Brett Baer, and she showed up late for that one, and he was pressing her, but for some reason she seemed to be repeating the same things over and over again. I don't know any if you're thinking sanely. Well, I don't want to say the word sanely. Like if you're just thinking and you stop and you listen to both parties, for me it's an obvious choice. For me it's an obvious choice. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. Go and watch an interview. It'll be a good 3 hours. Or if you can watch it in 20-minute increments, watch it in 20-minute increments. Again, he's incredibly clever. He covered a wide variety of topics. He is the voice of Trump when Trump can't articulate himself clearly. But I do believe Trump has the vision. It's a good balance that they have. He's polished and political, but not out of touch. He's at the right age. He has the right temperament, and he's a soldier. I know that may seem to be kind of out of left field, but he there's something about a man that decided to go and give his life for his country and actually was deployed and went to go fight for the freedoms. I don't think somebody that went to fight for freedoms are willing to throw it away. Sometimes when you don't fight for something, you lose respect for it. Maybe sometimes that's why a lot of these politicians are out of touch, because they actually haven't fought for something, or not in that way where it's really life and death. Um, Joe and JD Vance went over so much evidence as to why Kamala Harris, she's really unqualified. It doesn't make her a bad person. She's just not ready. You might be offended about what I'm saying, but she's just not ready. If you take the emotion out of it, if you take the emotion out of it, she's just not ready. She's just not ready. I I think they're gonna win, and if they don't win, I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, they Joe and JD Vance again were talking about what the whole issue about voter ID. Why is that a problem? Why is it disconcerting for some people? It's like, what's the big deal? Get an ID. But those are my takeaways. He's incredibly clever. He can talk about a variety of topics. He's polished and political, but not out of touch. He's the right age, with the right temperament. He's a soldier. He's a man's man. He's a man's man. He's a soldier, and he's a political historian. He's a wealth of knowledge. But those are my takeaways. But again, I like to know your takeaways. So if you can, please do put it in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate it, man. You guys have a good day.